everybody. How we doing this fine Friday? Friday down here in the Southern Hemisphere. It's Lorraine. I'm Lorraine, and this is Find You Fridays, the happy little reading show that I do every Friday, just for your delicious selves. So I hope you're having an absolutely brilliant day, evening, night, whenever you happen to be tuning into this incredible show. I am looking forward to connecting with you. So let me just do a little bit of sharing while I'm waiting for a couple of people to come on. Alrighty, let's just pop that up there. Okay, we'll do that bit. How does it get any better? Alright, let me open that up. Okay, we'll do that bit. Yeah, no, still don't know how to do that. Finally, I see it. Yay! Okay. Finally, I found it, my friends. I found out how to pin a comment. Yay! Oh dear. It only took me how many weeks? We figured out eventually. And I've had some excellent guidance from an incredible friend of mine, and who I obviously just didn't quite listen closely enough. But I finally figured it out. So if you wish to have an extended reading, of course, pop through a little donation through the PayPal me link that is now a pinned comment. Yay. It's also in the show notes. Thanks, Brooke. Hi, Tracy. Hi, Carly. Thank you, Brooke. I finally figured out how to pin it. How does it get any better? I love it. Thank you. So, righty. Actually, what do I feel like doing first? All right. To those that are watching, think of a number, first number that pops into your head between 1 and 88. All right. And pop it in the comments, and then we'll read a poem from my poetry book, my intuitive poetry book. So between 1 and 88. While I have a drink of my nice cup of tea. Between 1 and 88, my friends. Pick a number. You know what I reckon, Brooke? I really do have to do one of those little thingamywhatsits for my poetry, like you got for your stuffy thing. I reckon. Pick a number between 1 and 88. That'd get people going, wouldn't it? Okay. My one friend doesn't want to choose a number. So let's do a group reading for the world, for everything at the moment, and see what's happening out there. How's the world faring at the moment? Because it does take people a little while to click on and realize that I'm here, and that's okay too. That's totally okay. Hello, my friends. I'm just setting up some cards at the moment for a general group reading. See what we've got here. See what's happening out in the world in general. Alrighty, my friends. All right. Oh, did you? Really? Really and truly? Oh, thank you, Brooke. I'm so grateful. That's all right. You can have 10 minutes or so. Definitely. I'll just do this little reading for the group and the world and see what resonates for them out there. I'm so grateful for you, my friend. All right, my friends. So we've got working with Archangel Michael. He's asking for you guys to release stuff, do some clearing, just like Brooke's doing at the moment. Do some clearing, do some decluttering, get rid of things that are no longer serving you and are no longer working for your highest and best. This can be as simple as tuning into your body and going through your cupboards and seeing what actually lights you up and what doesn't. So think Marie Kondo when you're doing this sort of stuff. And when you do it, one of the most beautiful things that I've picked up from Marie Kondo is especially those things that you're struggling to let go of, but you get as time to let go of. Take that time and just actually really say thank you and have a lot of gratitude for that item that you're getting rid of. So it's like, thank you so much for being a part of my life. Use whatever words work for you. But in doing so, it's like that release process isn't quite so traumatic. Okay. I've watched an awful lot of hoarding videos in my time, and it can be very, very traumatic to get rid of things that are no longer serving when you've become so attached to them. And because they may have memories, they've got emotions, they've got energy attached to them, and that energy can be very, very strong, even if you know that it really, truly is no longer serving you and is no longer contributing to your health and wellness. So what I would say is get to this weekend, have a bit of a clear out, do a little bit of decluttering. That's certainly what the cards are asking for this week. Along with that is to heal away addictions. Okay, so a bit like the previous one, it's asking you to release and get some healing on some of those aspects of yourself which are of that addictive nature, whether that be when you notice, say, perhaps you're spending too long on your phone, on social media and stuff like that. Perhaps it's time to have a look. Why am I spending so long on social media? What would it create in my world if I wasn't on social media as much? But do that after this show, okay? And you can jump back on Sundays for Brooke's show. But maybe for Saturday, just let it all go. Let it go. Have a rest from it. Whatever that addiction is for you, whether that be Netflix or, buying stuff online or whatever the addiction might be, just give it a rest for a day. In Australia, we're going through a thing called dry July. And that's generally about giving up alcohol for the month of July. And what if it doesn't have to be alcohol? What if it could be something else? What if it could be something like, I don't know, chocolate or I'm hearing all my chocolate lovers out there going, no! Or, coffee or something like that. Something that you perhaps use as an addictive crutch. Perhaps this is the time just to have it release its hold on you just a little bit. Okay. The next card that we've got is workshops and seminars. So what is it that you require to know right now? What is it that you require more knowledge about? What is it that you require to get more educated on? And this is what this card generally means, whether it be more educated about things like masculine and feminine energies, whether it be more educated on something like, the stock market, or educated on other healing modalities, or educated on whatever it might be. There is some energies up right now that is allowing that facilitation of learning to be very ease right now. So get out there, use those energies and learn some stuff. Maybe it could even be learning how to connect in with Earth more. Maybe it's to learn how to meditate in a way that works for you. Anything is possible, right? Next, we have the law of attraction. So this is something that pops up when people are requiring to connect more to their innate abilities to connect to the quantum mechanics field. Okay, so there's an excellent book that goes into this, and it's called A Happy Pocket Full of Money. And I actually really love it because he talks brilliantly about quantum mechanics, but in a way that is so easy to understand. Another movie that is actually, when you look at it from a quantum mechanics point of view, a lot of people sort of go, meh, oh, I don't really enjoy it. But when you look at it from a different point of view, you'll see it for the brilliance that it is called A Stitch in Time. And it's that one with Oprah in it. And it's about time travel. And the brilliance of it, again, is it's actually talking about quantum mechanics and the ability to shift and change things so dynamically and so instantly. So as it says in the Happy Pocket Full of Money, they talk about it in there as being, if you can think it, it's already happened. All right? Because if you couldn't think it, then it hasn't happened yet. And if it's already happened, you can have it right now. All right? It's a bit funny to wrap your head round. So, and again, it just comes down to our verbiage. How do we actually think about these things? How do we work with them so that they can serve us in the best, most positive, happy way? All right? So, law of attraction, okay? Really start paying attention to the words that you're using, because those words are very, very powerful, very magical things. If I could give you one tip today, if you use the words need and want a lot, and you're finding that the things that you need and want are not coming to you, it's because you're using the words need and want. Okay? The words need and want mean to lack. There are loads of there's like 26 definitions for the word, I think it was want, meaning to lack. All right? So every time you say, I need more money, what you're doing is you're actually sending the message out to the universe through the quantum mechanics saying, I am requiring less money. All right? Now I'm pretty sure that none of you will be wishing for that. So let's change that energy around right now and going, I require more money. I desire more money. I'm wishing for more money. I'll have the money now, please. I'll have the money. I'll have the money. I'll have the money. I'll have the money now, please. So those are just some of the interesting ways that our words are so very, very powerful and potent. Okay. So of my lovely viewers who have popped in there at the moment, pick a number between 1 and 88, please. Pop them in the comments and we'll do a little poetry reading. Okay. And thank you to the cards for that lovely, auspicious. Sounds like you guys are all going to be very busy out in the world. Doing some decluttering and clearing out. Okay, what else would people like to know today? Hi, Barry. Thank you for loving the video. Love, love, love it. Alrighty. Cool. Wow. Loads of shares. Thank you, everybody. Goodness gracious, Brooke went nuts. He had loads of places to share it to. Holy moly. Amazing. How did I get so jolly lucky? Oh, yes, that's right. Hi, Lynn. How are you, darling? My little Kiwi friend. Aww, I adore you. Would you like a number between 1 and 88, please? And then I can do a little poetry reading for you. It's always nice to do. I'm good, Tar. Just relax. 33. Awesome. Thank you. Give me something to play with before Brooke comes back for his reading. Okay. Cool. Okay, Lynn. So we've got those poem reflections. It says, in this screwed up world where people don't think of what will happen if they say something or do something, why can't this generation and the ones to come accept the past, present, and future and the people around them and not judge? A person is shaped by their experiences. To assess a person without exploring their personality, experiences, and opinions is shallow. The greatest gift in the world to give to another is trust. Trust stems from love, respect, and friendships. But how can one gain trust without looking into every crevice, fold, and layer of another person? Many people have learned to be cautious because at some time in their lives that trust was misused. They form a wall around themselves and keep it there till someone is able to take the time, effort, and kindness to slowly take that wall down. Every person requires a soulmate, someone to trust implicitly and not be judged in any way. Together, they will be able to branch out and always give encouragement, support, and love to each other. Oh. So, Lynn, thank you for that one. And hi, Melinda. This is a beautiful poem, and it is talking very much around how you are in a reflective mood at the moment of looking at what's happening around you, perhaps politically, perhaps personally, and looking at what actually does resonate for you and what doesn't. It's also a nice little reflection of you and your very handsome husband, who is, you know, in your spiritual times, you know, and it's just, this is one of those poems that just speaks to my heart for especially the last couple of years of watching what has happened in the world, and to think it was written in 1998. So yeah. And it's that little message at the end is very much from him saying, I'm still loving you, honey, even though I'm not really here, you know. So yeah, thank you for bringing that forward. And you know, it's just a beautiful reflection on where you're at right now of just being very observant and not buying into the bullshit. And I'm so grateful for that, you know. Melinda, give me a number between 1 and 88, my love. Oh, you're so welcome, Lynn. You chose it. So while Melinda pops up and tells me her number, so this wee poetry book, I don't know if you know about it, 77. Thank you, honey. And so this poetry book came about because I have been writing poems since I was like 14, 15 years old. And my poems were never, ever for anybody else to see. They were only ever for me. That was just kind of like my diary. It was only ever for me to put my thoughts, feelings, and emotions down into. And after a trip to Hawaii, doing some classes and things over there, I was asked the question, what have you already created that you've totally disregarded because you've already created it? And I came back from Hawaii and I said, I was asking that question, and my spirit team was saying poetry. And I said, no. And I kept asking the question and they kept saying poetry. And I was like, no. And at that time, I lived in a little cottage all by myself. Nobody was there. Nobody had visited. I got very few visitors there, actually. And this one day, I came home from work and my poetry book that I hand wrote all my poems in was on the floor outside of the bookshelf, and it was on the floor. And I looked at it and I said, no. And I put it back on the bookshelf. And a couple of days later, I walked back in from work and it was halfway out. And I looked at it and I went, oh, for fuck's sake, all right, I'll start writing you up. So the journey with the poems was that you'll be mature enough like me to remember when you had like the inserts for cassette tapes and sometimes in CDs where you'd have like the lyrics written down on the inside of the sleeves. And so what I did was when I was thinking about my poems, I was like, do you know what I always wished when I read the lyrics was what was going on for the artist when they wrote those lyrics? What were they thinking about? What was the meaning of that poem, of that set of lyrics? So at the bottom of each of my poems is actually a little blurb about what was going on for me at the time. So that's just a nice little treat for the people that purchased the book. And then the funny thing, hi Angelita. So the really funny thing is that it wasn't until I was a guest on a writer's podcast and the lady had seen my book, she'd grabbed it, she'd read it, she loved it. She's not generally someone who's into poetry books, but she loved what I'd written. And yeah, I did. It took a little bit. But within probably 3 weeks, I actually had written them all out into this form. About 2 months before that, a friend of mine who was an author had actually given me the templates so that I could turn it into an ebook, which was really cool. This lady, she's like, would you like to read out a couple of your poems? And I said, yeah, sure. And then I just went to the back of my book because there was a funny story with that one too. So I went to the back of my book and I said, oh, pick a number between 1 and 88. And so she did. And so I read it out to her. And it turned out that that was so relevant to her right at that moment. And I'm like, whoa, okay, that's kind of freaky. We carried on chatting for a bit. And she said, would you like to read another poem? And I said, yeah, sure, pick another number. So she did. And she happened to pick the one that was about my cat dying. And she goes, oh, my God, I just had to get my pet put down last week. And I'm like, wow. Again, sort of didn't really think too much. See, I'm cute, not so bright, not so fast sometimes. Other times I'm really super fast. But every time somebody has picked a number from this poetry book, the first number, not necessarily their favorite number, but their first number, it is more times than not, in fact, every time, it has been relevant to them. And the front cover was actually done on my kitchen bench. And it was, I did it with, I think I actually did that one with food coloring on watercolor paper and just smooshing it around. And then it wasn't until I was tweaking the colors a little bit to bring out the more apricot tones that it revealed the lady. So up here you can see her wide brim hat. Think sort of Victorian-y times. Then you've got like her thin bodice through here with all the boning, her big puffy sleeves that come out here, and she's got one arm going up that way, and then this one is sort of coming down around this way. Then she's got this big massive skirt which goes all the way down like that. And so she got revealed, and I was like, oh wow, I've got a guardian of my poetry book. That's really cool. How did I get so lucky? Yeah, so that's the cover. And I'm so grateful for it, because it's just like, yeah, it was a big wow moment for me. And then, so this is like 25 years worth of poetry here. It's not everything I've written, but it's certainly most of it. So yeah, there's some pretty rough poems in here. There's poems in here around like my suicide time and things like that. There's some pretty stuff and rough stuff in there too, as well as the nice, light and fluffy ones. So let's have a look at Melinda's poem. All right. And thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And to answer Angelita, I'm doing really well today. I've had a busy day. Doing some renovations this morning and doing a good yummy bit of cooking this afternoon when I got home. So good. So good. All right, Melinda, you got patience, my girl. If he is supposed to be yours, then he will be. You have made the connection over distance already. He loves you with all of his heart, soul, and body. He will do almost anything to talk and be with you. So he has some things he needs to sort. You know this year is about patience. This is another instance, another lesson. Breathe. Feel the love and the warmth, because it is true. Trust it. Trust in yourself. Trust in what has been said before is true. Now, while this is actually a poem about long-distance loves and relationships, I'm actually getting this as more about your work situation. So there is a really loving space that is waiting for you, that is asking for you to be a part of. And this particular work situation, I feel, has been calling to you for a while. And there's an aspect of patience that is being asked for right now from you. It's like a little bit less push and a little bit more pull, actually. It's like you almost have to just drop your barriers and bring it through you, okay? And then that will help ease the transition. Whew, energy. Okay, so yeah, I don't get this. This is about someone, like a relationship. This is about pulling something to you, like a different working relationship. Okay, so a different workplace, something really yummy and delicious that's actually going to speak to your heart. Okay. Beautiful. Wonder if Brooke's back yet. Thank you for that, Melinda. Yes, long distance relationships. My comment at the bottom of that one is, long distance connections are tricky at best. Oh, lovely. Yes. So yes, even when it came to, thank you, Lynn. Even when it came to the table of contents, by the time I got up to that part of the book, I was like, totally, I just let go of all of it. I was just like, okay, book. Do you wish to have? Yes, thank you. Yay! So I was like, all right, do you wish it to have a table of contents at the front? No. I was like, what about at the back? Yes. Do you wish it to be called a table of contents? No. And I'm like, what do you want it to be called then? And it was like, creation key. I was like, oh, okay. I'd so let go of the whole thing of what it was going to look like, how it was going to function as a book. It was so funny. And the only thing I wish I had have changed is to put like the numbers on the title. So like say the poem name and then the number afterwards. It's the only thing that I wish I had have changed, but that's okay. It's nice to be able to go to the back of the book and still look it up. So yeah, that was super fun. Super fun. Super fun. I'm looking forward to Melinda's bodywork session tomorrow. Yeah. All right. Brooke, are you back yet? Creation Key. So funny. That book. It's a really cheeky little book sometimes. And I can always tell when people are choosing their favorite number versus their number that's actually the number that they are requiring to hear. You know, so interesting. So interesting because I can feel it goes wonky, and also they think. It's like, all right. Oh, Angelita, did you really? Well, oh, thank you. What a very auspicious number. How about we do you now? How does that sound? Do you have, back, doing a house clearing. All right. Do you need a bit more time with your house clearing? Shall I do Angelita first, or would you like me to do you first? Because I'm sure Angelita will be fine to wait just a little teeny tiny touch. It's two set of smoke alarms. Done. All right. Those cards are for Angelita. You're after these cards. I don't know, Angelita. I'm still learning. Still remembering you. One of the most beautiful, I'm curious, in the comments there, for the people who are watching at the moment, tell me what books have you listened or read to lately that have just really spoken to your heart, that have gone, oh my gosh, yes. Now this, hi Mila, this is my heart. This makes everything that I've been thinking about, learning about, listening to lately, it all just sort of goes click, 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 click. I'd like to know what have you read or listened to, if you're into Audible, lately in the last, say, 6 months to a year, that have made you go, yeah, the LD catalog. Oh, Brooke. Brooke, other than the LD catalog, do you have any questions, my love? Thank you, Melinda. Okay, so just a general. I can do a general for you. No, they're too hard to pick up. But apparently there's a big message here to tell you. Ooh, haven't read that one yet. Okay, Brooke. I know that your connection with your team is much stronger these days, but they're actually saying that they're asking for your permission to help you with what's going on in your world right now, whether it be with your business and actually allowing them to help you out in your business some more. They are asking for your permission to do more. Okay, so activating them to be your co-workers, they would really like you to actually give them permission to do more. Okay, so for example, in the morning before you get out of bed, or maybe get out of bed, pee, and then jump back into bed, however your morning works for you, just spend some time after you've maybe said good morning to your body and nourished your body a little bit. Spend a little bit of time with your business, saying hello. How can we contribute to each other today? What can we create together today? That sort of thing. You can also talk to your spirit team and ask for your spirit team to bring you more clients. And also you can do that at night before you go to sleep as well, which is really handy because then they can get off to work at nighttime when you're asleep. I've had this happen so many times where I've said to my spirit team in my business before I go to sleep, okay, guys, get out there, do some work, and let's bring me some more paying clients ASAP. And more often than not, people have pinged up and booked in sessions while I've been sleeping. Okay. We've got the release card that's come out for you too. So it's time to declutter, my friend. Declutter and get rid of what no longer serves you, whether that be thoughts, feelings, or emotions. Maybe you require your bars to be run again, just to clear out some clutter from that too, okay? From internal clutter, all right? So that could be part of the release system. I'm getting it's a big fucking yes. Decluttering time though, okay? But it's also energetically and emotionally decluttering, all right? Releasing that what no longer serves you. You, my friend, have incredible manifestation and actualization powers. And every time that you're going into lack, you're fucking up your manifestation power. All right? You're clipping your own wings, and that's not what they're asking you to do. They wish you to acknowledge the fact that you do manifest and actualize with total ease, and that when you do actually acknowledge that, it brings in more. All right? So every time you get anything, say thank you. That goes for nice compliments from other people. And when somebody says something nice to you or compliments you on something that you've done or created or said, lower your barriers and really receive it, okay? Because in the receiving, that's when you get to create more and receive even more. So you get to manifest and actualize at a higher, greater level. So this is something that I'm not sure we've had very much of a conversation about this, but manifestation is the thought, actualization is the actual receiving of it. Okay. Next we have for you is books. So again, there's some learning that you are that they're asking you to do. There's some keys in there in the many books that you have in your vast library that it's time to sit down and start using them, utilizing them. Okay, you've got a lot of information there that you've already collated for yourself. It is now time to start using it. All right. The next card we've got is vacuuming away fear. So for you, my friend, all of those spaces and places, lifetimes, dimensions, realities, and non-realities, where you are fearful of being seen and heard to your highest potential, will you please let all of that go now? Thank you. And now you can do the clearing statement for yourself. All right, so get rid of those fears, get your bars run some more, and while you're getting your bars run, talk about the stuff, so that like any spaces and places where you are in a little bit of fear, a little bit of anxiousness, or anything like that, talk about that stuff while you're getting your bars run, and that'll help like zoop it away as well. Okay. And your last card, well, second to last card, because I'll give you a yummy card as well. Your last card is base chakra, where it says here, choose only positive thoughts to describe your home, career, finances as your words determine your outcomes. That's pretty bloody clear. So be very, very mindful of how you're speaking, especially about your finances at the moment, and of your business. Be very mindful of that. Again, every time you get anything, whether you get a new client, whether you receive $1, 5 cents, $100, $500, it doesn't matter. Okay? Celebrate every single cent that you receive. All right? And also be very grateful when you have to pay a bill. Okay, when you're choosing to pay a bill, not have to pay, but choosing to pay a bill. Okay, because now you can go, thank you so much for having provided me with the electricity so that I can continue to have a nice warm home, or whatever bills you have. Okay, so again, being grateful for all things. Okie dokie. Thank you. I'm glad you're listening. All right. And your last yummy card for Brooke, please. How does it get any better? Yes, we've got grace. Okay. So for all of your masculinity and all of your deliciousness in that regard, it is also time to bring up a little bit more of your femininity and a little bit more of your softness. Okay, so that then you can do all of these things with a lot more ease. Bring that up, balance that out. So, for example, like when I do my breathing exercise and I do bring up Mother Earth, and then I allow Father Sky to come down on my outwards breath. That's to balance out my masculine and feminine. So it's like breathing in, bringing up Mother Earth. Obviously belly breathing, not chest breathing so much. And then as I breathe out, bringing Father Sky energy back down and through. Okay. Again, that's not just for you. Thank you so much, Brooke, for donating. I'm incredibly grateful for you and all that you be. And thank you so much for all of your tips and hints. I know. And your food is absolutely delicious. And I know that you treat everybody with so much kindness. And I know that the food is one of your languages of love. And I really appreciate that. I really do. Thank you. Say that again. Which bit? Breathing up Mother Earth and down Father Sky. Chile. Yes, chile. Okay, Angelita, it's your turn. Do you have a question, my sweet? 200. No, just give it to me, baby. All right. For you, anything. Anything? Yes, anything. Who knows what that's from? This will be the test to see how many of you do musical theatre. Okay. Asking for a good shuffle today. Oh, okay. Yeah, here we go. Oh, Angelita, so much energy. Okie dokie. All right. Angelita. So the first card up is the Daisy card, which is about protection. Okay. So this card is basically saying to me that you feel like you require some protection from the energies that are around you at the moment. And it's interesting because the old school way of doing things is to surround yourself in bright white light or golden light or anything like that, and then try to function through your day. Now, I have some interesting points of views about that. And that surrounding yourself in such a way it's a very old school way of thinking, and it doesn't actually really help. All it does is surround you in like a bright white light energetic condom, which is constraining and constricting your natural energies and your natural energy flow. Okay, so what I would encourage you to do is to go back over the expanding out exercise from the email and do that expanding out. So expanding out your awareness beyond the lifetimes, dimensions, realities, and non-realities. Well done. And now expanding out your allowance beyond that. Well done. And practice that every single day, maybe even multiple times a day. Because what that does is it takes you from being the little pebble at the bottom of a raging torrent of a river, the raging torrent being all of the emotions, thoughts, feelings of other people around you, and takes you from being that little pebble at the bottom, being bashed and trashed around, to actually coming up and observing, hi Sandra, and observing the river from above, so that you're actually just an observation of everything and in total allowance of it all. Okay, that is a far greater aspect of protection than putting yourself in an energetic condom. Okay, so be aware of that. Be aware of all the energies that are not actually yours and return them to senders with consciousness attached. Okay, because you are a beautifully aware being, and this is one of those times where there's a lot of energy up in the world. There's a lot of change up in the world. And it is time to really look at, where are you choosing to place your attention? Where are you choosing to place your energy? Okay. And what are you buying into? All right. So that's your first card. The next one came out upside down. which is the Frangipani card, which is to do with freedom. So this is where you're essentially feeling trapped. Okay, so that's what this card is telling me. You're feeling very trapped in whatever energies are going on around you at the moment, maybe your workplace or relationships or that sort of thing. It's time to break free of that too. Okay, so whatever is no longer serving you, like for that group reading, do some decluttering, look at what isn't serving you so that you can break free of that. Get some help if you require some help. And yeah, look at changing jobs so that you can get out of that trapped energy. I have a friend who works in Canada, and she works in IT. You would think the least sort of heart-centered place that you could think of. They have such a beautiful heart-centered philosophy, and that comes down from the management. So these heart-centered places and places of work are out there. Go find it, because that's what you're asking for right now, okay? The next thing is dedication, which is the Edelweiss flower. So your dedication must be really consistent with your attention on your spiritual tools. Okay, I'm getting again so much energy on that. So be really pragmatic, be really dedicated to making sure that while you're so freaking aware of energies and energies around you, that you also remember to use your tools. Okay, you've already been given some really pragmatic and potent tools. It's time to use them on every day. Okay, and that's great news that it's a different position in the same location. Maybe look for a different company just on the side there. The other thing that we've got is this one was upside down as well, which is creation, which is the honey grevillea. So this one has our beautiful Uluru in the background, which is the lovely big rock here in Australia. And this one being upside down is your creativity is being really blocked right now. Like you're feeling really trapped, really blocked. And considering your freedom was upside down too, that's quite clearly the things that are going on for you right now. It's really stopping you from being all of you, from accessing your creativity and allowing you to be all of you. So again, this is another message from your team saying, hey, we're aware of this. Can you please change it? Spend some time doing the things creatively for you that is going to light up your heart and get those juices flowing again. Okay, that's really what they're asking for at the moment, is along with the change of workplace, as we've identified, it's also about changing your like, even if you only spend 5 minutes doing something after you've had dinner or whatever when you get home. I know it's probably the time you feel the least amount of wanting to do anything, especially if you're in a very draining workplace, but spend 5 minutes doing something for you that's really fun, that's like, I'm not sure what you're into as far as creative stuff, but even if it was just 5 minutes doing some coloring in, or 5 minutes doing a puzzle, or 5 minutes creating something, a card, or whatever it is that you're up to, whatever it is that you're into of a creative nature. They're asking you to do more of that, please. Painting or whatever. Okay. The next thing that they're asking you is for purity. So it's maybe asking for a little bit of a detox. Cool. Puzzles. I did one of those on the weekend. So puzzles. No, purity. So they're asking you to do a little bit of a detox, a little bit of a clean out. This is the Antarctic pearl wort, which is beautiful. But also I see in this card, there's a lot of those sort of bluey colors, which is about purity of the throat. Okay, so wherever you're not speaking your pure truth, now is the time to do that. Okay, I'm also getting that out of this card. It's a very pretty card, actually. I really like it. There's a little bit of the bluey purpley colors, which of course is your third eye, which then matches in with the last card, which was upside down again, which is the forget-me-not card, which is connection. So they're also, your team is saying, hey, what about us? You're not connecting with your team as clearly or as often as they would like you to. So they're asking you to ramp up your daily connection with your team. Okay. So they are asking to help you out a lot more as well, because that's why they stop popping up saying, hey, she's not really connecting with us. She's not really connected with herself and her own true heart right now. It's time to remember who she is. That's why it's the forget me not. Okay. Remember who you are, connect to who you truly are, and go and find the place that's actually going to work for you. All right. So I was like up here because your team was talking very loudly in my ear. Yeah, for sure, hun. I hear you. I hear you. I can feel it in my heart space. It's like really open that out. All right. So when you're looking for work, and I know that can be really draining too, but if you sit down, if you look wherever you guys look, drop your barriers, open up your heart space, okay, before you hop online or wherever you look for work, whether it's a newspaper or whatever, and ask for the job that is going to serve you for your highest and best to show itself with total ease and clarity. Okay? And if you do that, so asking for the job to show itself to you with total ease and clarity. And you might even find that if you really put your intention on that, what might happen is it may not pop up in a job want ad. It may not happen in the newspaper or whatever, but it might happen in a really unusual way. Like you may have a friend of a friend that says, hey, do you know anybody who can do XYZ? And your friend goes, well, actually, yeah, I do. My friend Angelita, get in touch with blah, blah, blah. Okay? Because I've got a job going. It's not been advertised yet. And that's also when you ask your spirit team to come in and help with stuff like that. They can certainly do that, okay? Bring the people to you that are searching for you, even though they don't know you as by name yet, okay? Okay, let's see what yummy card you have. I think they want more than one. Okay, get one. Yes. Community. Put it out there in your circles that you are looking for work. Activate your community. Okay? Put it out into your friendship circles and those people close to you. And really activate them and allow them to know that you are looking for new work. And if they say anything that might be appropriate, to give you a holler or send you the link or whatever. Okay? There you go. And yes, Melinda, make gratitude your daily practice. Super important. Yeah, I love doing jigsaw puzzles, so much so that New Year's Eve this year, I actually got to. Thank you, Angelita. I hope that helps. I actually got to a jigsaw puzzle. I went out for a little bit to the beach and stuff, but it was actually a really cold time down at the beach this last year for us, down in the southern hemisphere where it's sunny and summer in the Christmas New Year's time. And I go home and I did a jigsaw puzzle instead of doing anything else. Didn't go to any parties or anything. Wasn't in the mood. And then I was telling my next door neighbor over the road about the fact that I was doing jigsaw puzzles, and she's popped up in the last couple of weeks saying, "Oh, by the way, I've got a full cupboard full of jigsaw puzzles, and so does my daughter, and she lives here too. And if you ever want to do a jigsaw puzzle, come on over and let me know, and I'll grab one out of the cupboard for you. There's no point in them sitting in the cupboard all day." So I've now got I've got free access to a cupboard full of jigsaw puzzles. How does it get any better? All right. Oh dear. How does it get any better? I like telling you guys my funny stories. Aw, Sandra, I've just clicked on that and had a look and saw that. Thank you, sweet pea. See, abundance. I now have an abundance of jigsaw puzzles. All right, Sandra, do you have... Oh, thank you, honey. Thank you, Sandra. I'm a quirky classic. Not everybody gets my sense of humor, and that's totally fine by me. So, Sandra, do you have any particular questions or areas? Oh, wow, Melinda, thank you. Do you have any particular questions or areas that you'd like me to have a look at? Oh, thank you, Melinda. We'll do Sandra's first. Oh, okay. You got that one and that one. All right. Okay. I'm curious of you lovely people who are watching and listening right now. What's your favorite color? Because I have a little bit of a theory going on right now, and I'm curious just while I'm pulling these cards for Sandra. So we've got purple, green, and red. I wonder what Angelita's favorite color is, if she's still floating around. It's a really curious thing, because at the moment, a lot of people, it's nice to see such a good variety of colors in there at the minute. Hi, Annette. Hey, darling. What's your favorite color? I think I already know. But what's your favorite color? Because a lot of people in my circles these days, and have been for a while, purple. Purple is the favorite color. Yet when I was growing up, it was everybody like black or blue. And it was so funny. See, there's a blue. And it's so funny because when I was growing up, my favorite colors were actually red and blue. And then after I'd been here not very long, it changed to red, blue, and purple. But the reds and the blues were always that really deep red and the deep blue. So really fun to have a look at that and see, like, how has your favorite color changed over the years? Because mine is certainly a rainbow. Because mine has certainly shifted quite a lot to be more of that purple tones more often than not. Hence the reason why my room looks the way it does. So sort of pale, those purple pinks and things like that. Yeah, those beautiful blue colors. They're just amazing, aren't they? There's really deep blues, and like my favorite flower is a carnation, and it's the red, the deep red, almost the color of my lips, that deep red, is it burgundy kind of red carnation, not so much the bright red carnation, more the burgundy red. It's so pretty, and that's certainly my favorite. Okay, Sandra, back to you. She's sitting there going, come on, hurry up. All right, so we've got teaching and learning, hun. You've got loads and loads of information. Absolutely so full of information that is bursting to get out. It's time to connect with others and share what you know. All right, how you're going to do this, I'm not entirely sure, but there is certainly something in there for you. Okay, it's time for you to let that come out. Healing and yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Lynn. The next card that I've got for you is comfort. Okay, so along with, I'm actually getting that this is for you to get out of your comfort zone. Interesting. Because I thought that's an interesting one to pop up there. But no, your team is asking you to break free of your comfort zone to get out and do what is required. Okay, so that's why the comfort card has come up, saying for you to, you're going to have to get off your bum, and you're going to have to do some things that are going to make you feel really uncomfortable. Get familiar and okay with being uncomfortable while you're moving forward, shifting, changing, growing and expanding into you two in it, into your newest ventures, because the next card that comes up is brilliant idea. Okay, so Sandra, you've got something up your sleeve that you've had tucked away for quite some time that you haven't really told anybody about, okay, Miss Sandra, and you're asking for some help with that, but you're not really backing yourself fully yet, and it's time to do that, okay? So, I forgot to do that. All right. Yes, you do. And here's the thing. You want to know what it is? Get into some creative writing. Do some creative writing. And by that, I'm actually getting to do some intuitive writing. So intuitive writing, if you don't know what that is, it's basically where you allow yourself to go into a slightly meditative state. You can write your question on the top of the page, and then what you do is just allow everything to relax, do some really deep, slow breathing, expand out like I was saying before, and allow yourself to just start moving your pen over the page. Okay, so your question could be, what is my next venture that I have tucked away in my awareness that I haven't acknowledged yet. And just allow the words to come through. They might come through as words, they might come through as images, they might come through as strange lines or wiggles. If you get something that kind of looks like language from another place, write it down, just flow with it. And you can always ask for your team to help you translate it afterwards. Okay, so that's something for you to get. Just roll with it, flow with it, it'll come. Okay, the other thing that you can do is before you go to sleep at night, ask your team to show you in your dreams what it is for your next finance or like in your next business idea. Okay, so that's something else that you can do is just before you head off to sleep, while you're all nice and relaxed, go, hey team, in my sleep, in my dreams tonight, can you please show me what my next most amazing business idea is going to be? Okay. The next one is for you to be able to bring all this in and through. Your team is asking you to get really super connected with your mind, body, and soul. Okay, so we've got this lavender coming through again. Okay, as we were just mentioning up in the comments over here around lavender. So they're asking you to get really clear about your connection to your mind, your body, and your soul or your being. Okay, so when you bring all of those elements in together and you have them working and functioning really, really well together, you'll find that your intuitive knowledge will be so much more ease to access. Okay, so just bringing that through and allowing that to be a part of your world. The last card, or second to last card I've got for you is to be persistent. Okay, they're saying please don't give up too soon. They're saying there's some seeds that you've already planted that they're saying they are there and they are ready for you to pay attention to. Please don't give up. All right, it might feel like it's taking too long, but there's an element of trust there that you must have for within yourself to be able to bring that up through and to fruition and actualization. Okay, so sometimes we just require a little bit more sun, or sometimes we require a little bit more rain, sometimes a little bit more challenge, sometimes a little bit more support to bring you up and through. All right, so that's what they're asking you to do, is to be really persistent and use your tools, get connected, do that intuitive writing. You know, you can use that intuitive writing for anything. It's a beautiful tool, actually. So let's have a look at your yummy card. I've got the forgiveness card for you, hun. So what I'm hearing from them is to forgive yourself for all the things that you think you've tried in the past that haven't succeeded. In your opinion, haven't succeeded. What if all of those so-called failures were actually just feedback about ways that you can improve in the future? What if they were not failures? What if they were actually just learning moments? Okay, so just be a little bit more gentle on yourself. Okay, and any spaces or places where you're feeling like a little bit of self-doubt around your next steps, just let that go. Like if you in your meditative time, if you can close your eyes and then imagine that self-doubt, and you push it out in front of you, like by about say 3 feet, and then you can expand it out. All right, just focus on it until it expands it out bigger than the planet, bigger than the universe, and you'll probably find that it actually disappears even before it gets to as big as the planet. And the reason for that is that self-doubt is not true. Okay, because as it grows, it dissipates when it's outside of yourself. All right. The other option, if you're sort of a little bit confused about that tool, is to take it out and then send it up to Creator or the universe to be cleansed and clean, never to return to you again. Okay. Both tools work very, very well. And with each of those tools, then bring in some, from the crown down, some unconditional love, which will look like a bright white opalescent light, and bring it down and just fill up any gaps that have been left by removing that piece of self-doubt. Okay? Hope that feels a little bit better. Melinda, you're up, my love. Melinda. What's your question? What's the buzz? Tell me what's happening. What's the buzz? Tell me what's happening. You're welcome. What else would you like to know beyond the poem? Ooh. Yes. Mm-hmm. Is this anything, my love? Ooh. Okay. No, Sandra, what happens when I'm doing work like this is there's a lot of energy that comes up, and one of the ways that I clear energy and shift energy around is by yawning. It's better than some of the other times when I cough or I burp. So yeah, it's really different from a tired yawn, in that a tired yawn you sort of go, oh, and you feel like you're actually in bed already. No. When it's energy shifting yawn, it's actually it almost like brightens you up and sparkles you, because you're shifting all that heavy energy out. So that's what the yawning is about. So I'm just shifting a lot of energy for you guys tonight, which is fun. I can't always keep it to more discreet. It just comes out. See, that's because you're also moving that energy. There's a magic that I be when you're doing sessions with me, and that we move that energy together. Okay. It's like when you find that your head is itchy. For me, when I start doing this a lot, it's not because my hair needs a wash. Got washed yesterday. It's actually entities come through and just play with my hair. It's one of the ways I tell that if I've got entities floating around. That's always fun. Melinda. You're right. That one. Okay, cool. Thank you. Okay, let's have a look. Interesting. Wow. Yeah, exactly, Melinda. Crown chakra. Yan, 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 yan. All right. Melinda. The first card that came out, and it's the right way up, is blue, isolated, and help. I'm actually getting that this is about this is about love. This whole reading is about love stuff, okay? And the first card here being about depressed, isolated, and help is like the entity, or your team rather, is saying this girl, she's requiring some love and she's feeling very isolated at the moment. That emotionally, physically, mentally, it's time, and that you've been by yourself long enough now. All right, so they're saying it's time to unfurl, it's time to let those wings out and flutter. It's time to uncurl. So if you see this beautiful little fairy here, she's actually all curled up and protecting herself from the outside world. It's time to stop. It's time to stop doing that. It's time to lower the barriers and let yourself be seen. Okay? The next one we've got is the Peacemaker card, but it was upside down. So it's time to stop being the peacemaker. Okay? And to allow yourself the space and peace to continue to be gentle with yourself. Okay? But it's time to stop being the peacemaker with everybody else. It's time to look after you. All right? And that includes in the ways of love of self, and to be that space of gentleness for yourself so that you can move forward. Okay? So that's a really cool card too. These are from my, what are they called? It's a new deck to me, the Celtic Spirit deck. And they're just so pretty. Yeah. So be peaceful with you. It's time to stop being the peacemaker with everybody else. Okay, this one here was also upside down, which is this City. I'll have to look at the book to get the proper pronunciation, but this is about ancient knowledge, help, and dimensional help. Okay, so it was upside down like that. It's interesting when you put it that way, it looks like it and something quite different. But this one here, with it being the right way up, it's about where you're stopping your ancient knowledge from coming through to you. So there's a lot of things that are up in your records, etc., that is asking to come through, but you're stopping it from coming through, and a lot of ancient knowledge and wisdom that you're stopping from coming through. Okay, so it's time to lower those barriers, do the things that you know, the tools that you have to bring through that ancient knowledge. Okay, interesting. This one was also upside down. And it's She of the Woods. Okay. So her being upside down, and she's also to do with peace, connection, and home. All right. So you're not allowing yourself to feel peaceful. Okay. And while you're not allowing yourself to feel peaceful, and you're not connecting to the nature very well. So if you have a look, she's actually got trees, branches, and things growing out of her head as a crown, or coming out of her head as a crown. It's time for you to reconnect in with your knowledge of nature and your knowledge of the earth and the information and peacefulness that lies in there within that for you. Okay, it's time for you to indulge in the peacefulness within also, this lines up really nicely with that one. Okay, so it's about allowing her to unfeel so that you can embrace more of this. Okay, because she is to do with connection as well. So everywhere you're feeling disconnected from you and you. Okay, you and you and you being mind, body, spirit, or being. Okay, this next card coming out is a very, very strong masculine card. So you've had a lot of feminine cards already. Okay, this next one, the white stag, came out right way up. All right, so shape-shifting support in other world. This white stag is fucking amazing. All right, and this white stag is a very strong masculine card. So while you've had a lot of feminine ones coming up, this one here is saying that you are shifting dynamically right now. And he's asking you to keep really balanced between your masculine and feminine. You know, he's got the two sets of antlers there, and they're both very, very even. Okay, but within that, there's also, again, that other world information that's coming through. Okay, how does this relate to your love life? It's about balance. You've got to bring that feminine up and have it really balanced with that masculine, and also bringing through that supportive side. So it's like you don't have to do everything by yourself. Okay, because what happens when we, as women, if we have this point of view that we can and should and do everything by ourselves for ourselves, then any potential love interest that comes in has no place in our world. Okay, so for example, I'll just give you something practical that just tickled in my ear holes. When you're doing the dishes next, play a little game with yourself of going, it'd be so nice if I had a lovely gentleman here to help me with my dishes. Imagine what that would feel like. Imagine what it would look like. And bring his energy in. Okay? And allow him to contribute to you doing the dishes. Sounds really silly. Sounds like something so basic. But when we're so used to doing everything for ourselves, we don't allow the masculine energy, other masculine energies to come in. Your next card that's coming up is the cyan card, which is around building your confidence. Okay, so all the spaces, paces, lifetimes, dimensions, and realities and non-realities where you feel like you're so heartbroken that you couldn't possibly allow another relationship to come in. Just let all of that go now. Run the clearing statement. And we could do some more work on that tomorrow. Your next thing is asking questions. We have gold, which is attract abundance. Okay, so when you do get some prospects that pop up into your awareness, ask if they will bring you more money. And it's not around a space of they're going to rescue you or save you from your financials in any way. It's like, truth, will being with this person make me more money? Okay, so it could be that they will inspire you to do something new and different. It could be that they will give you the confidence, or just boost your confidence, not give you the confidence, but boost your confidence to go and try different things, to maybe save more, to spend less, to, there's just loads of different things that this abundance can mean. It may mean that they have an amazing amount of property that they'll suddenly like to share with you. I don't know. But certainly there is some abundance energy coming through with your next relationship. Okay. And your last card, well, second to last card, but the last card for this lot is Tangerine. Okay, which is be spontaneous and have fun. So this new relationship that's coming through is all about you having fun. Okay, and it's really and truly about just getting out there and having incredible experiences with this yummy, delicious man and just really enjoying your life. All right, that's really what it's supposed to be about. And this new relationship is certainly a reflection of that. So bring that orange energy through. If you have a look, we've got gold and orange together. So we've got a lot of really yummy, delicious, light energies, which is obviously like your gold or yellow, orange and yellow are both sides of your belly, your solar plexus and your sacral auras, those chakras points, sorry. So just start really tuning into those parts of your bodies and your chakra centers and start tuning in on the energy of the man that you're after, okay? So that you can know that energy really, really well. And so when you do end up with options popping up, you can go, oh, does that match the energy of the man that I'm aware of? Yes or no. And then you'll be able to tell from that whether he's the one. Okay, because that's the other thing that happens is when you start tuning in on the energy, you will get other options coming your way. And that's sort of like the universe going, but what about this one? And you'll go, yeah, no, that doesn't match. Okay, that's where that confidence card comes from, is to have the confidence to really tune in on this lovely person that is coming your way. You're just going to have so much fun with them. So let's have a look. So there's a little bit of work that you have to do for yourself to start off with, and then this lovely, delicious man will come your way. And the card that's come out is open-hearted. So it's time to open your heart, to deal with those old energies, to deal with those stuff, the heartache and the trauma of the past, all right? And bring that through so that you're able to be open-hearted. So bring it through to heal so that you can be open-hearted for this next yummy relationship. Maybe someone from your new place of employment, I don't know. It could be a customer even. But there's certainly someone that's waiting to find you. It's these two cards are very strong. So that's fun. Oh, changing your energy. Just shift all that around. Wow, that was a cool reading. Thank you, Melinda. I'm so grateful for you. Grateful for everyone. Grateful, grateful, grateful. Yeah, this Celtic Spirit deck is really lovely. Super lovely. Yeah. It's like, there was I'll tell you a funny story just before we go. Back at the start of the year, I became aware of a yummy, delicious man that was going to be coming my way this year. And initially, my team had sort of indicated that he'd be coming through in October. So I was like, okay, cool, as like whatever's. And I was at that time entertaining myself with someone else. And then it became very clear that, I mean, I knew right from the beginning it was not going to go anywhere. So that was fine. It was, like I said, just an entertainment thing, which is when most people didn't know anything about it. And I ended things with this person And around the time that I ended things, I became aware of my Akashic records. And I basically demanded them without knowing what the official name was. And during that time, I had instantaneous access to information. And so I was asking, all right, tell me a bit more about Mr. October Man. That's what I was calling him at that time. And this would have been April. And I said, tell me about him. And so they gave me a little bit of information. And I said, can I know his name? And they said 8. I went, 8? Is that the letter? And they just said, you'll know. I was like, know what? Is it that their life path number of 8? Is it that their name starts with the 8th letter of the alphabet? Like, what the hell are you talking about? 8. And I was just like, oh my goodness, the team, like spirit team, can be so cheeky sometimes. So to cut a long story short, I ended up becoming very aware of Mr. October Man and his energy, and there was a couple of other people that sort of floated in through my world that I was just very quickly went, you're not that person. And so I was just like, I was happy to have them as friends, still am, that's cool. And then I met the lovely, delicious man that I'm now with. And his energy matched what I was already aware of. He came through a few months early, but that was also because I'd done some energetic work. And I was like, said to my team, all right, that's cool, but where the fuck does this 8 thing come from? And then all of a sudden I realized he's a sound healer. And there's 8 notes in an octave. So there's the 8. Because he's not a life path number of 8. His first letter of his name isn't the 8th letter. The 8 didn't make sense in any other way. See, there's not even 8 letters in his first name, So yeah, it was because he's a sound healer. So that's where the 8 was coming from. And I was just like, you guys are funny. But because I was already aware of the energy of the person that I was bringing in, I knew who he was when we did actually connect. Quite by random, quite by chance. And I wasn't really looking for him, to be honest, because I thought he wasn't going to be here till October. How's it getting any better? So that's another little story time for you. Alrighty, my lovely ones. I hope you have an absolutely brilliant week. I'll be back next Friday. And on Tuesday, for Tasty Tuesdays, I have the amazing and delicious Danette O'Brien, who is a funeral celebrant. She's going to come on, and she's an absolutely incredible being who's got loads of really amazing stories from her spiritual life and journey. So I'm looking forward to having a little chat with her. And she does like eulogies and things for people all over the place. I heard she was doing one for someone in Tasmania, one in the other day. The other one was in Perth. So yeah, she does all sorts of cool stuff. And I'm really looking forward to having a chat with her at 7 p.m. Adelaide time on Tasty Tuesdays. I hope you do something really yummy for yourself this weekend. Be bold, be brave, be you, my incredible, amazing friends. And until next week, I will see you then. Big hugs, big loves. Bye-bye.